Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I really need to tell you a story. When I started telling these stories, they were for 5 people, then 6, and 600, 6,000, 60,000, 600,000. It just grew really quickly and real deeply. Story does that. We are wired for narrative, and you can go deep quickly, and once you go deep, you can go farther faster. Anyway, my niece Latoya and I were working on this, and Fatima helped out some. But I went down the road to look at what belonging would look like in this group of storytellers. And I had to reverse engineer out the things that would cause chaos or divisiveness, and which is difficult to do, especially in social media, especially in these times. And so we would be ready to hit send and go, oh, and then something would happen that would feel like a problem, an issue, but it was actually a gift because it gave me the opportunity to see what I needed to work on to remove from the group so that there was this immediate sense of belonging. Now, there were many things that happened behind the scenes that no one knew. There were my niece keeping spreadsheets, Excel spreadsheets of who came in and who was who and who was connected to who and who accepted the rules and who would not. And this group is called Stories to Tell with Dr. Bertice Berry. If you're not a member, you're missing out. And so there's storytellers and story keepers. Some people are just listening to stories until they can find the way to share some of their stories. And then some people are storytellers and story keepers. But it is a wonderful and marvelous experience. And so creating the sense of belonging was something that we knew was important for people during the pandemic who felt alone and left out and not connected. So it went quickly and beautifully. And, you know, the two of us, and she actually moderates the page, and but designing it and creating it was not an easy task. But one of the things I realized was that belonging was really a two-way street. This past weekend, I was able to meet with one of the early members of the group, Christopher Villieu, and he was one of the early members who shared stories and you know, beautiful comments and what have you. So I got to meet him in person. And we met in the lobby of the hotel I was staying in, and other people joined in, and the gathering was so joyous and joyful. People, literally, strangers, walked up and had comment and interacted with us. I began to ask Christopher some questions, and we did a live, and we were sharing. And I asked him, which group did you fit in? When did you know you fit in? He said, I didn't fit in anywhere in high school. I was not a nerd. I was not a jock. I was not a theater kid. I was not an art kid. I was not a punk. I didn't fit in anywhere. And I said, when did you begin to fit in? He said, years later, when I finally came out as gay. And so I said, oh, so when you embraced yourself, you could find a sense of belonging. He was like, yeah. And there is this two-way dance street of knowing who you are, accepting who you are, embracing all of who you are, and how deep that belonging goes. I know that throughout my life, the more I've embraced all of my weird things that seem contradictory to everyone else, when I embrace all of these things, I can walk into any room and feel like I already belong. I have to go into rooms where I don't know a soul. And when I leave, there are people who are there who know each other better because I asked a question, or I introduced something different, or I made them think of something that they hadn't thought of. Belonging goes deep, but belonging requires that you embrace who you are and you share who you are. It is difficult, so you have to find spaces that already embrace you. I know this is a big piece. It's a big story. I know many of you who are going to say, I already am myself. I embrace myself. I am who I am. You might just be a bully. And bullies always think they belong anywhere because they take over the space that somebody else has cultivated. But the truth of the matter is, when you fully embrace yourself, you are embracing love. And love enables you to embrace anybody else who wants it. I love you.